Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be tapping into this HD frontal install with the braids at the top. Right now I'm starting off by giving her some straight back jailhouse braids, nothing more, nothing less. Just make those braids go straight back. They do not have to be perfect by any means, but you do want to make them small enough to where your install will lay flat. As I start to finish up, there's going to be 2 braids left in the back, which I'm going to spin her around, and I'm actually going to sew those 2 braids up. I'm not going to pull too tight because that's when people start getting them little bumps up underneath the back of their head that hurt, but you just want to sew these up and out of the way. I prefer to sew them across the back and then going up versus just straight up. So what I'm doing right now is just making sure her scalp is well moisturized. I'm using my apple cider and vinegar and peppermint oil root relief from the brand Cantu. This step is very important as well. You do not want a severe itchy scalp with the frontal. And you guys already know what this next step is. As usual, you want to make sure you clear the skin of any excess oil or buildup that may be on the skin. That way your frontal will last and it will stay stuck down for some time. Mold those edges back with your favorite gel. My favorite one is the Got To Be gel in the black container, as you guys can see. Then of course after that I'm gonna blow dry that and make sure it is all dry. You don't want anything wet, of course. So after I blow dry that, then I'm gonna get the nude cap and throw that over her head. Gonna start by cutting the ears out. Also, you guys will see this a lot in most of my videos because this is what I do when I do the ball cap method. It just makes it easier for me to apply the gel and the sides not lift up. I'm gonna smooth some of that gel back so it don't be all extra thick and hard to dry once I do start to blow dry it. So at this part, I'm going to be using my airbrush legs instead of regular makeup. It just makes it a little bit easier for me, especially with someone of my skin tone or hers. I'm going to be using my eyebrow razor to trim off the excess lace. Of course, you want to get it as close as possible to the lace without cutting up your client. Do y'all hear me? Do not cut up the client. Then you want to make sure you sew the middle down, so when you cut the back off, the stuff don't roll up. Yeah, y'all get the point. Now my camera did die, so off camera I did add an elastic band onto the frontal and I just placed it above her head and just peeled it back like that. I'm gonna be using my popsicle stick to smooth my first layer of Esha lace glue over the top of the cap. You want to make sure you're actually pulling the popsicle stick forward and not backwards so the glue is not rolling up the cap. That's very important as well. So you guys now do see me sewing the bundles in the back of her head. If you guys want a detailed tutorial on how I actually sew the bundles in, just leave a comment down below, but for right now I think that's a basic step. As you guys just seen, I did just place 2 pieces of tape on each side of her head, and I always do that because the sides tend to come up a little bit quicker than the rest, and if you use tape it just adds a little bit extra security on both sides. Also, the tape that I did use was bolt hole. And as for now, I'm just pushing the lace down into the glue. I'm gonna be combing it back and blow drying it at the same time. Right now, once again, I'm using my eyebrow razor to take off the excess lace at the front of her head. And like I said, be very careful with that step because you don't want to cut the client or yourself. Those things are really sharp. If you have a small little, what I call a dread clip, I always take one of those and I start to add a little bit of glue under the little spots that did not stick down. And then of course I wait a few seconds and then just push that down with my comb to make sure everything is stuck down, everything is melted, everything is laid. Of course, right now it is time to sew the back of the frontal down. Nothing special. If you're a stylist, you already know, just sew the back of the frontal down. Do not pull it too tight because you do not want that frontal to shift back, because then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So of course now we're going to be moving on to styling the hair. I did just section the top off. I had a little style that I wanted to go for, which is some little braids at the top, nothing really special. So I'm just sectioning off the top. I use her eyebrows as a guide, like the little tip of it. I'm gonna put that in a ponytail while I actually start to do her baby hairs and mold everything down. And I do want to apologize for the change in quality that is about to happen. My camera did overheat, so I had to pull out my iPhone, which is still supposed to be good, but you know, that's another story for another day. I'm going to be using this razor to shave down her baby hairs. I don't like to use scissors, but whatever works for you should work for you, but this works for me. I also use Lotta Body foam and mousse, as you guys are going to see right here, to style my baby hairs. I do not use gel because I do not like the super hard, harsh, stuck down look. That's just not it for me. But I'm just going to be using the mousse to style those baby hairs. We did have to improvise because I did run out of hair wraps, so I just used one of my little hair scarves to go ahead and tie her down as I finished sewing in the bundles in the back of her head. Be looking crazy, but anyways, now that we got the real camera back, I'm gonna finish sewing this top track up on her head. Then we're gonna get on to how I actually styled it and crimped it and all that good stuff. You guys want to make sure you're being very careful with these hot combs because you don't want to burn yourself, and you definitely don't want to burn your client. You want them to be returning, of course, so be careful as you guys use these hot combs. I always spray a little bit of freeze spray to get that extra laid perm effect. You don't want to spray too much because you don't want it just super hard and stuck down, if y'all get what I'm saying. But yeah, just go ahead and hot comb the sides down and back to make it super flat, and yeah, y'all see how that's laying. And right here I'm gonna start actually braiding her hair. I didn't have a specific style in mind, but I kind of knew what we were going for. So at the top I kind of just freestyled a little bit, as you guys can see. Nothing special, but it still turned out pretty cute. And also, if you're a beginner at doing frontals and everything like that, or wearing frontals, I do suggest that you don't get any braided styles at the top or anything that's pulling it up while it's fresh, because it could cause the frontal to slide or shift back a little bit if it is pulling too tight. right here I'm using my crimper iron. I will put the name of this specific crimper in the description box below, but I'm just going to go through and spray my got to be spray. I already put a little bit of Biosilk on the hair, but yeah, spray a little bit of my got to be spray and we're going to start crimping this stuff out. And if you guys can't tell, I actually straighten the hair out just a little bit with the crimper. I just run it through to make sure none of the ends are frizzy, because if you have frizzy ends while you're crimping, as you get to the ends, it's just going to look nappy and it's just going to look a hot mess. So you want to make sure the hair is as straight as possible before you start to crimp the hair. And at this point, I'm just combing out her baby hairs because they don't need to be stuck down or anything of the sort. I don't want to run my fingers through the crimps and completely separate them. I want them to kind of fall on their own to make a wavy pattern, but y'all get the point. And I'm gonna spray some spritz on my hands and rub it across her hair, but y'all see this finished look. It is flawless. That frontal is coming straight out her scalp. See, that's what you get when you fucking with B Money, period. Look at that. Laid, honey. Well, thank y'all for watching this video. Once again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys have any ideas for me, drop them down below.